This is Fam Electric Ghost. This is episode 118. We're talking about our own music here. We're talking about Peg. So we are working on more poetic verses converted to lyrics and using the OPZ to create these songs. These are part of our Dark Ghost series of albums. Volume 1 is available. You can see the link for it on Digger's Factory. These tracks are going into a version of the album that we're actually going to put out through TuneCore and make available as a CD through Amazon. And we're also thinking of putting out poetry book to go with it. So the tracks we're going to talk about are from a collection of poetry we did in 1995, which we published and still have copies of. And we're using it as a promotional campaign for Dark Ghost Volume 1. So the first song is called Creeping Sordid Pestilence. And I'm going to actually read that poem for you guys as soon as I find it. And it is the basis of this first song. It's an OPZ track we did. But these are the actual lyrics that the poetic verses that we turned into lyrics, and we changed them around a little bit. But these are the original lyrics, poetic verses. Midnight, devoid of starlight, creeping sordid pestilence. Innocence by wolves consumed. By daybreak, no difference in the day. Bullets in school hallways, numbing powders hidden in locker rooms. Streets of passion, blood-soaked in pain. Too many needles finding awaiting veins, no shelter in the home. Blackened eyes see nowhere left to go. And mother sacrificed for what she no longer knows. So we took some liberties with that those original verses, and we added some things to make it flow better. So we added additional lines, changed the order of the lines, used different refrains for like choruses. But that's where we take the core of the actual poem and turned it into a song. And we love the OPZ. We were playing with what they call step components, which are heavily used on the rhythm section of this song to create variations. And you can hear there's a variations going on in the loop, which continues. But then what we also did is we live recorded me playing some piano chords and runs on my Juno GI while we were recording the actual OPZ. So the OPZ was recorded through an MX1 directly to a Zoom R24 digital recorder, and we ran, because the MX1 performance mixer allowed us to have all those tracks coming through, but they're separated in volume control. So the Juno is kind of low in the mix, and then later we did tracks 3 and 4 for the vocals. Used a Studio Electronics microphone and a VT4 vocal transformer to get Josephine's voice. So we played around with the settings. We're always playing with different format delays. So there's a digital delay coming through an MX1 performance mixer. We're using the VT4 has some capabilities in terms of we're using the harmony capability. We're using some of the reverb capabilities in the format and pitch controls and the auto-tune kind of controls on the voice. That's all being factored in to Josephine's voice. And then, we feel that these songs are going to be really cool. We wanted to put them on vinyl, but the vinyl album is taking a little bit to get people opted in. Well, we can do the CD version of the record of this particular volume as another attempt. And then this version will also go out to all the streaming services as a full record, which is more what people are into, but we still like having our vinyl for volume 1. We're going to keep on pushing it. We've got some business cards we ordered. We Uber and Lyft on the weekends, and we're hoping to pass out the cards to folks as we Uber over the holiday weekend, and people who know we're a musician, when they talk to us, we pass out our card, and the card's got the order link that you see here for the Diggers Volume 1. And then the other particular song that we did here is called Closer to Light, which is another, I believe, cancer poem, I think, but it might be an actual dancing and drowning poem, but I can't remember. I think I'm trying to find it, but I don't know if I have it. Yeah, I think it's actually a dancing and drowning poem, so I might not be able to recite that one right now. I have to try to find it, and that's probably not going to happen real quick. But the idea of whether or not I can find it, the closer to light idea was this concept. Sometimes in the African American community, people's level of their melanin in their skin or how dark or light they are is something that causes like internal racism within the Black community. And so I had met a person back when I was in my mid-20s, was a Black woman that was more comfortable being associated with lighter hues or trying to be not, African American. She tried to feel more comfortable with, white Americans than African Americans. And she was kind of caught up in the kind of self-hate that I saw in her character. It's kind of like she didn't want to be associated with African American culture. She kind of was more moving toward, white culture or all American culture and kind of not accepting her heritage, which is a choice, but a lot of times you get criticized for that in the Black community because it feels like you're kind of selling out. And there was a whole thing back in slavery of the house Negro and the slave Negro. The house Negro would be the person who would be associate themselves kind of like the Stockholm syndrome. So the kidnapper, the victim associates with the kidnapper. So in slavery, sometimes the house Negro would actually align themselves with the master, and the field Negroes would be out in the field and like, well, this is the guy that treats us terribly, attacks us, hurts us, totally dehumanizes us, and you're going to associate with them because you're the house Negro, you're the butler, you're the person in the house, you're not out in the field. And so sometimes, African Americans that do this kind of thing where they associate more with people outside their own race and kind of disown their culture are kind of referred to that way. And it's closer to light kind of deals with that within the structure of the music. So that's kind of what I call political electronic music. So sometimes electronic music is all about just, taking MDMA and partying, having fun, and that's fine. But what I try to do with my electronic music is bring singer-songwriter aspects. I'm a big fan of Dylan, Lou Reed, Alex Chilton, Big Star, the Beatles, Songcraft, and also progressive rock bands like Yes and Genesis. So I try to bring that type of aesthetic. And plus, I'm a big fan of jazz, like Sun Ra, Coltrane, Davis, Brubeck. So I try to bring multiple genres into play. And I was talking last night to Little Death, and I did confirm that they were inspired by the Romantic poetry term Little Death, which is like a synonym for orgasm. I thought it was really interesting that they were reaching into the Victorian age to bring that term to modern times. And I tend to bring, a lot of William Blake, a lot of Tennyson, a lot of Lord Byron into my lyrics. If anybody checks my lyrics, that's where it's coming from. So I'm using Victorian poetry to in a modern age, and then I'm using something like the Teenage Engineering OPZ, which was the most current modern synthesizer device you could have, and mixing modern technology with old school Victorian poetry, and then songcraft that I'm inspired by, like guys like Dylan and for Springsteen, bring the idea that you should tell a story with a song. You shouldn't just not that you shouldn't do stuff, but songs that are nonsensical or things that don't actually mean anything, or things that are just about bragging, or just kind of soppy, reused cliches, are not what I like to do. I like to do something a little different. So that's my soapbox for that. There's a lot of cool bands like, when we talk to Sex with the Roller Coasters, we talk to Little Death, we talk to The Muted. We've been talking to more bands. We talked to Secrecies. on Anchor. So we're very excited when we find other people have like minds in terms of indie music, and not that we don't appreciate the EDM trance folks out there in hip hop, but we kind of lean toward full bands that compose and write their own music. Not that we don't talk to other folks, but that is like in our heart. That's where we are. So we have alignment with those type of musicians, and we get really excited when we talk to that people who are doing that type of thing. Again, we have our link to our Dark Ghost Volume 1 on Digger's Factory. But appreciate if you guys check it out. It's a really good record. You'll get it on vinyl. There's 197 copies left out of 200. So if we could get some of these moving, that'd be really cool. I know there's a lot of folks that listen to us. We're about 4,600 folks. If you guys are really supportive of the band, I would appreciate it if you would buy this, buy it for Christmas for somebody, collect it as an album. It's got some cool artwork. You can check it out. You can listen to the verses. If you like the Ghost and you like what we've been doing, please support us on this record. It will help us out. It will show Digger's Factory that we're serious. So if we can get some orders before the end of the year, that'd be great. So not that I want to beg out there, but if you could check it out and do the pre-order, that'd be really awesome. Have a great Christmas. Have a great holiday. Have a great New Year. We'll talk to you soon.
Midnight, the fire starlight, the creeping, sordid, pestilence, innocence, consumed by daybreak, no difference in the day. Bullets and school hallways, and numbing power hidden in a locker room. Streets of passion, blood so dealing, and too many needles are fighting for waiting remains. The shot in the home, a black and white, see nowhere left to go, while the sacrifice of what she no longer knows. Creeping, sordid, a pestilence in the creeping, sordid, a pestilence. Midnight, the void starlight, creeping, sordid, pestilence. Innocence by walls and consumed by daybreak, no difference in day, no difference by noon. The bullets and school hallways, numbing powders, the hidden Waiting to move, but you're always consumed. My ass is waiting for you. Being sorted, this is on the wind, my friend. That man, you should see again. Close at the light is what she wants to be in her mind.